What's up, guys? So today I want to do a little yap video. So I'm just going to talk about stuff Warframe related things, and then in the background have some gameplay. You guys can sit by, watch the gameplay while you listen on, or just put it in the background while you game yourself. So what I want to talk about today is Banshee. So recently we got in a couple of reworks. We got in a Oberon rework, and we got in a mini Vauban rework, and it made me think about like what frame needed reworks like desperately. Before I thought it was Oberon, but then Oberon got like a huge change. So obviously it's not going to be Oberon. And the only frame I think is in a really bad spot is Banshee. Banshee does have a couple things going for it, but half of the things that Banshee has, other frames can also do, and I'll explain that in a bit. I guess I'll give a quick ability rundown in case people don't know what Banshee does, and then I'll give you my opinions on why I think she needs to rework or why she doesn't. And in the comments, you guys can talk about why I'm wrong, why I'm right. Do you guys like Banshee, hate Banshee, and so on, right? So for Banshee, her one, I have a substitute buff, but her one essentially does a sonic blast in front of you and is a small CC in a cone in front of you. The CC is, I guess, irrelevant, but it's still a CC. CCs are good when you like need them, but the CC is like irrelevant because other frames do it way better. And the one thing why her one has any like use is it has an augment that gives it a armor shift. So when you get to like higher levels, enemies have insane amount of HP. So removing the armor helps a lot. So having not a free armor shift, but a built-in armor shift is really helpful. But again, like even if it doesn't, you could subsume other things off it. So it's not that needed, especially since they capped armor a while ago to 90% damage reduction. Stripping armor isn't that like necessary, but I guess each person is different. Sometimes you don't have a build that can deal with the armor, or you don't want to run corrosive, or you don't have a good subsume, what have you, right? So having an armor ship built in is really nice, but it's such a niche armor ship because it strips only the enemies in the cone in front of you, and then the CC is irrelevant. So I think that ability is a little bit outdated, but again, like you could find a use case for it. Hey, it's me again. If you guys are enjoying the video or have stuck by this far, consider leaving a subscribe. It means a lot to me. Also, if you guys want to chat about the build or Warframe or anything at all, check me out on Twitch. I'm live pretty much every day, or at least 3 times a week. But yeah, sorry for the interruption. Get back to the video. Thank you. Her second ability is probably her main identity, and that's your Sonar, right? So Sonar, basically you cast an ability, and then enemies within that range will get weak points, and if you hit that weak points, it multiplies your damage. It's pretty simple. You can spam the ability, and if the weak points end up stacking, the damage bonus ends up stacking, which is really strong. I think you can get like with a decent amount of strength up to like a 30 times multiplier. Why I think that ability is a little bit outdated, I don't believe it works or is countered as a weak point. I have to double check it, but I tested it a while ago and it wasn't really giving me like I think acuity and stuff. Deadhead doesn't really work on it. I feel like if it did, it would be an amazing buff to the ability. But again, it is an amazing ability. Granted, other abilities of damage buffing do exist on other frames. For example, Citrine gives you similar mechanic where it puts like things on enemies, and if you shoot them, you get a damage increase, but in the form of crit chance. I think other frames you have like damage vulnerability and so on. She does have a really good ability. I'm not saying Sonar is bad, it's really good, but it's probably your only good ability, and you'll see why it's her only good ability in 1 second when we go talk about her 3. So her 3 is actually Banshee's best ability. If you look right now, enemies that go in my range do this little like shake. They put their head down and move back up, and they can't move or do anything. If you link this with a slow like cold procs or gloom right now, increases the duration of that slow. So if I go in duration of these guys, right, they start doing this. If I leave, they stop, and if I go back, it'll start again. So you can like infinite link them. So boom, these guys go down, and then boom, they get back up, they go back down. With if you have a short enough range and with the cold procs, you can pretty much keep enemies like stunned. So notice how no one is shooting me because I'm moving back and forth. It's a really strong ability, and the main part why it's really strong is because it's is one of the only abilities that can stun acolytes and exodus units. Well, I think it is the only one if you don't count Loki's switch teleport, but it can disable exodus units. It can disable the exodus unit abilities and acolytes abilities. So the one that disables your abilities or the one that bubble on you, all that just can't happen because of. So notice how I'm standing right next to this guy. I cast silence, boom, it's gone. You saw laser come up, and it vanished. So she's the one of the only frames that can stop those abilities, which is amazing. And the reason why it's like not a good ability on her, because it is an amazing ability, is because that is her subsume. So you can give silence to pretty much any Warframe in the game. So any Warframe you want can benefit from this ability. And again, it's a really strong ability, but because it's available on everybody, it's not really good. Like, why would you play Banshee when you can just put it on somebody else? You know what I mean? That's probably like one of my main like gripes with the frame. She like loses like some of her like individuality because of that. Again, it's whatever. For the rest of her kit was pretty good. So if I cast this, what was this? Misery? Misery can't really do anything to me. I don't want them to change her subsume, but I feel like buffing the rest of her kit will help her a lot. And then lastly, her 4. Her 4 used to be one of my favorite abilities in the game, but they changed it a while ago and it's not anymore. So basically you do a sound quake. So you slam the ground and in a radius, you do an AoE damage per second ability. This ability staggers enemies. So if I cast it real fast, you'll see these enemies will slightly get like pushed back, whoever's in the range. So if I do this, these guys will slowly get pushed back. Push back, push back, push back. The issue with it is it does no damage. For a squishy Warframe like Banshee, it does no damage and I feel like it hurts the frame. And on top of that, Sonar doesn't really work with it. I feel like it should, because Sonar, if I cast Sonar right now, the weak points are random, right? But if somehow the weak points end up on their feet, then her 4 will like be affected by her Sonar, which is random. Again, you could spam your two and hopefully get them stacked up or on the feet, whatever. But I feel like automatically your 4 should be proccing your 2. And I feel like the 1 is completely irrelevant, which is why I have it subsumed off. And again, your 3 being the ability you can give other Warframes, it might need a little bit more, because the only other thing it does is makes your weapons silent. And I know now no one cares about silent weapons in Warframe. Back in the day, maybe doing a spy mission, you want to get the XP bonus from getting stealth kills, but like now it doesn't really matter. So I feel like Banshee is probably the main frame right now who needs some changes. The only person that comes second to Banshee is Loki, but Loki I still find like a couple of use cases for him, while Banshee it's like nothing, like literally nothing I think Banshee's good at. Whatever Banshee could do, other frames can do. I feel like the damage boost aspect, I feel like other frames can do it way better, or not way better, or like just close enough. And then the silence ability, again, could be on anybody. It's probably better on certain other frames, for example, like Ash, because of the augment it has. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. You guys think Banshee is really good? Do you think I'm playing her wrong? Do you think I'm just not good at the game? Do you think Banshee deserves updates, deserves reworks, deserves something or nothing? You think another frame deserves rework, so you might think Limbo needs some changes. You might think Loki needs some changes. Let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing what you guys say. Take care, be safe, and bye.